Hey, welcome to Backyard Professor Videos. I'm just out here doing a little shotgun shooting and doing a little hunting. And I've been thinking about this article by David Bokovoy in the Journal of Biblical Literature earlier this year in 2008 on this Council of the Gods, invoking the Council of the Gods as a witness. And I brought it with me up here with my video camera so that I could share some ideas with you from it. Journal of Biblical Literature, number 127, number 1 for 2008. It's a nifty little piece of detective work by David Bokovoy on the Council of the Gods. Some studies do an overall point of view on the Council of the Gods. Some studies will give us a wide overview. Bokovoy focuses specifically on a very significant chapter in Amos chapter 3, but he's contending on verse 13. We have a very interesting analysis using the Hebrew about this idea of the Council of the Gods. Amos 3:7, of course, is famous for the LDS missionaries who use Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord God will do nothing except he revealed his secret to his servants the prophets. And the Hebrew is a good enough translation. The English translation of the King James is good enough. Surely the Lord God will do nothing except he reveal his secret. The Hebrew word for secret is sod. And the fascinating thing about this, I think it's getting breezy. I'm going to turn my camera away from the wind, I hope, so that it doesn't interrupt us too much. This secret, this idea of the secret, it's a good enough translation, but it doesn't convey the actual meaning of the chapter. It's fascinating that the other meaning, if you just read the English translation, you're not going to get the entire meaning of the Hebrew at all. What you have is the secret. Now, God has secrets, of course, but there's also a council of the gods. And another viable translation from the Hebrew that the King James weren't aware, in Elizabethan times, they weren't aware about this council of the gods, so they were translating sod as secret. And another translation is, surely the Lord God will do nothing except he reveal his counsel to his servants the prophets. And so this is very significant and interesting, because Bokovoy, in this chapter 3, using the Hebrew type analysis in other chapters that use the same phrases, shows that this idea of the Council of the Gods as being witnesses for or against someone or something, this is attested in the ancient Near East in other literatures, the Mesopotamian literature, and Bokovoy brings out some samples on that, showing that not only is it now attested and understood, it's been attested all the time, but now it's beginning to be understood that this Council of the Gods is a court scene. And this is very similar to the idea, there's a discussion going on, pro and con. This is very similar to Abraham chapter 3, absolutely. So this idea that Bokovoy brings out is really interesting. He says, the God of ancient Israel was not alone. There were other divine beings with him. Absolutely. This is on page 37. He says, indeed, the idea of an ancient Near Eastern-like heavenly assembly is now so well entrenched in our contemporary approach to the Bible that it would seem that the topic has been all but exhausted, and there have been some serious studies on this Council of the Gods. Heiser's doctoral dissertation, which I want to get back to, is one of those. Bokovoy focuses specifically on this chapter. He says, although critical Bible scholarship has provided an important foundation for understanding the attestation and the role of the divine council in the Hebrew Bible, none of these studies have carried the implications of this knowledge to its logical conclusion for Amos 3:13. And so he updates us on what is the actual meaning of Amos chapter 3. And it is extremely fascinating to see how he uses the Hebrew critically. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into my studio. I'm going to finish up hunting out here. I'm above Willow Creek. It's really quite beautiful, but I'm going to run back to my to my workshop so that I can share the Hebrew with you on the board and show you how he explores as a detective the actual meaning, the implications, the ideas of Amos chapter 3 being yet another logical construct for this council of the gods. It is a fascinating study. I love this type of study. I know in the 1970s and 80s and so on and so forth, the LDS Church was somewhat taking an anti-intellectual stance, and they were somewhat skeptical of the biblical scholarship because, of course, the higher criticism was damaging the current interpretation of the Bible. And I think we're getting away from that. I think the scholarship, the Mormon scholars and scholarship on the Bible is improving, and that's a good thing. And I think we're picking it up. David Bokovoy is a beautiful example of this. This is the type of study that we need to seriously begin doing. Truly. So I'm going to go finish my hunting. So I will see you in the workshop. I'm going to run down here and see if I can grab another bag me a rabbit or a duck or something. Fat chance. I'm being too loud. I'm videoing instead of hunting, you know.